There it is. That is Bullet Holes, the new song from Bush that's on the closing credits of the new John Wick movie, John Wick 3 Parabellum. And I am assuming that is going to be the first single from the new Bush album, Gavin?
Yeah, it is. I mean, you just played it. That was the single.
Well, I know. Well, when's the record coming out? Like, what are the details? Give me the gossip.
I'm just, like, you were talking off air about Jeff Goldblum, and you have a crush on him and Keanu. I feel slighted.
No, you shouldn't.
I feel slighted. I could have done this by phone.
No, you shouldn't. And here's why. Because when I put in the request with all of the people, so just so people understand how it is that we
Was your restraining order against me?
No, but I put in the request and I said I would love to have Gavin come up into the studio. I had just watched the video for Bullet Holes. And in the email, which I am ashamed to admit in front of you, I said, if he wants to come up without a shirt on, that would be fine with me. So I was a little disappointed when you walked in here with a shirt on.
I know, so rude of me.
Do you have meetings about wearing a shirt or not a shirt or these things in the videos? Do you have to have ridiculous meetings like that?
We did it with the guy that I work with, Jesse Davey, who directed that video. I thought, well, we were doing these different things, and I was talking about Fight Club being an inspiration of the way it should look. And some weird face painting stuff like, A Heart of Darkness, that kind of stuff with Colonel Kurtz, the crazy warfare stuff. And he's like, yeah, we'll do some shots without a T-shirt. So when I went to the video, like my rack of clothes just had a pair of pants on it. I was like, there seems to be a mistake. Some of the, there's like, that was just one shot. And so then the director's like, look, it's going to be great. I'll show you how it looks. Everything's going to be so fast. Never going to look like you're just standing there. So I did it like that.
And then the whole video is you shirtless.
Whole video.
Which none of us are complaining about. Video. So that's what I'm saying. So the Bullet Holes video is Keanu Reeves and you shirtless. It's 3.5 minutes of heaven on earth for me. Is this getting weird and awkward? I apologize if I'm making you uncomfortable.
No, I like it. I'm a singer. I'm needy. So I was
right.
I was seeking it out. I was okay. Fishing.
It's the lead.
I caught a big one.
Yeah. Oh, you did. Hooked. We got this on video, too, by the way, so you can probably see the 12 shades of red.
By the way, I went to see Perry Farrell last night.
Did you go?
It was fantastic.
Was it really?
It was really amazing. I did not know what to expect. And we arrived there at the winery place.
Isn't that place cool?
It was really cool. And I walked in, I was with Yvette, my tour manager, and there's all this great food. And I was like, wow, we can sit and have dinner. I mean, it's kind of awkward because I don't really get that whole music and dinner thing.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's so cool. But they said, we have your seats over here. And we walked to the front. And there were these raised bar seats at the front towards the front, right by the soundboard. And everyone else was sat down. So we were just on these other elevated, small, tiny butt stages, because like little bar stool.
So there's no way for you to just blend in the back?
None. No blending. It was we met a few people and it was really fun. And then the lights went down, so it got a bit more subtle. But then I felt awkward. I didn't want to eat crab and watch Perry. I thought that's not right.
Yeah,
He's too good for that. He's too good.
He strikes me as someone that just doesn't look at the world the way everyone else does. Like someone that's colorblind sees the world completely differently in a way that if you're not colorblind, you don't understand. Yeah. I just feel like when Perry Farrell gets up in the morning and his eyes open up, the world is just different for him.
We see something beautiful on stage. He's incredible the whole time and really accommodating, and he's a consummate showman. He's one of my favorite people to watch on stage, and he was saying that he's unlike other people. He began senile, and as he's getting older, he's getting more clarity.
So he's like the Benjamin Button of rock and roll.
He is, and it was just perfect. And Etty was incredible with him. The band's great. This was a great night. Didn't know what to expect. And they're playing tonight, so people should be running down there.
I told him yesterday, and I will tell you the same thing. You guys are so lucky that Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals is not happening today.
So lucky.
Because it would just be a disaster.
We wouldn't be there either. We'd be at the game.
You'd be at the Garden
We'd be
too?
like trying to get tickets.
Now I know they're $13,000 a piece.
What?
Yeah, the ones that are like by the penalty boxes by the glass. I mean, you could sit way up in the nosebleeds for like $1,500, but if you want to be down by the glass, it's like $13,000. I checked this morning.
Wow, that's amazing.
Are you a hockey guy?
Well, I do. I many years ago I got friendly with a guy, Sergei Fedorov.
Yeah.
And so I got into I think it's an incredible sport, so fast and dangerous and like athletic. It's incredible.
I always had a theory. I have two theories I want you to back up and let me know if I'm on the right track. Number one, rock and roll wouldn't exist if women weren't bitches. Is that accurate or no? Because I think we inspire all the great rock and roll women.
You do.
Yeah. Okay. So that's true.
True.
And then the other one is that
you said it, not me.
It's fine. It'll be on TMZ that you were calling every woman a bitch on the planet, but we don't have to worry about it. But the other thing is that actors always want to be rock stars, and rock stars always want to be athletes, and athletes always want to be actors. Is that because you've done 2 out of the 3?
Yeah, I have. I love making music, so I'm happy doing that. I think that sports is incredible, because what I do like about sports people is that there's no artifice. Like, they really deliver. Like with us, it's like a video, a certain look, or a movie. But this, with sport, you either deliver or you don't. You win or you lose. And I think that's pretty incredible. I like that edge they live on.
And they, the playing hurt thing. Like there have been the rock stars, Dave Grohl, or Mick Jagger, who just had a piece of his heart replaced, and he's going to be at Gillette Stadium in a couple of weeks. That, to play hurt is a little tough. And then you get a guy like Zdeno Chara on the Bruins that's got his jaw wired shut, and he's still playing hockey for the Stanley Cup. Wow. That would be the only injury that you could get that could make it impossible for you to go to work.
A little hard to get the words out. But when I went, those hockey players, I mean, they get stitched off the ice. They could come back with stitched up faces, broken noses, losing teeth. I mean, it's not a game for the vain.
Have you gotten injured on stage? Do you have a Spinal Tap injury moment?
No, I mean, you get beaten up. I get beaten up, and you have to play hurt, or your voice doesn't feel good, or your body doesn't feel good. But you just have to keep quiet, just get on with it. I mean, everyone plays hurt, especially if you play all the time. We play all the time, so.
I was talking to Perry Farrell yesterday about his love of the Beatles. I share that love of the Beatles. I know you do as well. And so I wanted to play this cover song that you did, because it is one of my favorites, and it's the John Lennon cover that you did. Oh, okay. Because I love it so much. So will you hang out with me, because I want to play the song, and then you'll be here?
Beautiful, yeah.
All right, so Gavin Rossdale live in the WAAF studio. He'll be here for a little while. You got text messages. You want to text in a question, text to 97107, but this is his fantastic cover of Mind Games. All right, I know that's not the normal song that we would play here at WAAF when you have so Gavin Rossdale here. But it's so beautiful, and I just thought that version, especially, being a musician and then being from England, that the bar is kind of high if you're going to try and tackle.
It's so weird. Over the years, I record and do so many songs. I just forgotten about that. When you said about the Beatles, my brain wasn't even clued into that. So
it's one of those.
Airing it.
Yeah, everybody knows how much I love a good cover song, right. And that I love it when the artist kind of makes it their own. Mm-hmm. And I just thought that you did that with that version of Mind Games. I just love it. And there were a lot of great people on that Working Class Hero tribute album. I mean, the track listing is awesome. Yeah.
A lot of love for John Lennon.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Bush is playing tonight at the Pavilion. You're co-headlining with Live, and this is day 3?
Yeah.
Are you going on last? Or do you guys swap? How does that work?
We trade.
Oh, okay.
So I think tonight we're before them.
Oh, okay. So you don't even know. That's what Yvette's for.
Exactly.
And she's got the dog.
She's got the dog. She's got the information.
Yeah, she knows.
She has the travel.
She knows everything. Can I ask?
I know nothing.
We were just talking while that song was on about the Boston Marathon.
Right.
Because we were
I'm so impressed you did that.
Thank you.
And you raised $18,000 for the veterans.
Yeah, which for the home base program, which is pretty awesome. I know that being in a band and being up on stage every night, it keeps you in good shape. But you also have to kind of take care of your body, because being on tour and going on stage every night can beat the hell out of you. Are you a runner at all?
No, I love it, but I don't get out much to run.
When you say you love it, what does that mean?
I love the freedom. I love putting on the headphones, going around a park, and just running.
Do you get the high from it? Because I don't.
You don't?
No. I looked for the high and came up empty.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just the endorphins through your body. Like I did Bikram yoga yesterday. Same thing. You just put yourself through those things, and it releases endorphins. I hate it throughout. But then on about the second glass of wine last night, I was like, I hated everything I did today, but now it feels really good.
Yeah. So you're just sitting there watching Perry Farrell drinking wine, and it was
Great
like,
wine,
okay.
and really nice wine.
The Bikram yoga. How hot is that room?
105.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to be in a room with a bunch of strangers in 105-degree heat.
With the tippity tap of the sweat drips on your towel as you're doing certain poses. It's pretty gross.
Yeah.
It's pretty gross.
Did you do that here?
Mm-hmm.
Do you do it in the hotel, or did you just track a place
go
down?
To class, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Track it down and just go there and try and compensate for all the other things that go against your health and your body.
Yeah.
So just
like the Red Bull I was drinking, which got us talking about the marathon, and the ice cream that I ate afterwards.
Right. With Red Bull and ice cream, I mean, two great things.
Listen, I am an elite athlete. I can now say that I am a Boston Marathon runner. You only have to do it once.
You do.
And so I am the picture of health and happiness here.
You run one marathon and you are a marathon runner.
That's right. Well, you make one skydive, you're a skydiver.
There you go.
Do you want to go jumping with me? Have you ever been?
I have not been.
Probably not a question I should ask in front of people that manage the longevity of your career.
The risk-reward ratio is a little skinny for me, personally.
Right now, anyway.
At this point, if I didn't have dependents, then I could consider it.
Right.
I once actually went up. I was at an air show somewhere or other, and my friend went up in a plane doing the stunts, and then they asked me if I wanted to go, and we were staying at this film producer's house, Joel Silver's house, and I went in and I got in the plane and I did it, and we did all these flips, and it was like literally the dumbest thing I ever did. I was thinking, why did I say yes? Like, I just get in this filthy, stinky plane with a stranger. What a way to go. Like, who cares? I don't care if I do backflips in the air.
Did you puke?
No, I just was like, I'm all good. We can land now. That was great. Thank you. It was really interesting to be upside down. I'm glad I'm still alive. Why would I do that? It's the dumbest thing I ever did. So, no, not interested in skydiving or jumping out of planes. No, I just, oh, God. There's so many responsibilities, so many small people that depend on me.
Yeah, you do have. What is it like to be
dead?
What is it like to be a dad for you? Because your kids have parents who people would consider to be awesome, but at the end of the day, nobody really thinks their mom and dad are cool.
Right.
Are you cool to them, or are you just dad?
It goes in waves. I think that sometimes I'm cool. It depends on their age. The 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 5-year-old, he's still 5. I'm super cool. 10-year-old, kind of cool. 12-year-old, not so much. But I think also there's a sneaking love in there for like what I do, and he sees that side of it. But he's pretty jaded, like he comes to shows and I say, did you watch it? He goes, Dad, I've seen the show 1,000,000 times. I'm sorry.
Does he take advantage of the fact that you're his dad as far as like getting him tickets to other artists that he wants to go to?
No, not yet. He's very serious about his girlfriend. So he's like a super romantic. He's just on the phone this whole time.
Oh.
He's that guy.
Gotcha.
Yeah, which it's nice. I mean, I think that's a really beautiful thing. He's only 12 and he's 13, just turned 13. Jeez, just turned 13, and so he's all about that, which I think is kind of unusual.
That's nice, though.
It is.
Can you hang out with me for a couple more minutes? Can you stay?
Sure.
All right, Gavin Rossdale's here in the WAAF studio. Gavin Rossdale joining me here in the WAAF studio, Bush, and live tonight at the Rockland Trust Bank Pavilion. And we were talking about the rooftop pool party that you guys played for us a few years ago, and that afterwards we ended up, I don't think you were there, but we kidnapped your guitar player, Chris Traynor, and we brought him next door to have dinner at the Colonnade Hotel at the restaurant. And then there was a fire. And then we all ended up outside because we couldn't finish our dinner because there was a fire and everybody was outside. And all the people from the hotel got stuck out there in bathrobes. Right. And you have a hardcore rule about hotel bathrooms.
Style tip for the day
from
Gavin Rossdale. I think that, girls can wear the white bathrobes and maybe kimono. But I think for dudes, they're off limits. They look terrible. They're always the wrong size. It looks like someone's pinning your shoulders back, and it's a bad look. And I was thinking, I'm so vain that I would just grab a T-shirt. Well, I've never worn a bathrobe, ever.
Ever?
Not really. I mean,
So
of course
middle of the
I
night
have.
in a hotel, buildings on fire, you're going to be worried about what you're wearing when you leave.
No, if you're going to grab something, I'd grab a T-shirt rather than I'd grab an ugly bathrobe, because if you're going to go down in style.
Right. Well, that's what ended up happening is that Chris Trainer from Bush and me and a few other people ended up having to make small talk with all these poor people.
Chris would have been judging those guys.
He
in bathrobes.
was.
Oh,
It was hilarious.
He's from Queens. The guy's he's gonna nail them to the mast like a sushi chef. They should have stayed in the room and tackled the fire. It's easier than Chris.
But it was a while, and we were just and we couldn't leave
and
because
everyone who's there, the longer it took, I bet you, everyone's all the dudes are like, I knew I should have grabbed something. I feel terrible in this bathrobe.
Yeah, because you're wearing a bathrobe.
That's what's happening. They're imploding on the inside.
Yeah, so you, with as much traveling as you do, you just have a hard, fast rule about the bathrobes. They just don't go there. Because you never know when you're going to get stuck on the sidewalk.
And when room service comes in and wearing the bathrobe, it's just awkward, and it's just not a good look. I don't recommend it. If anyone cares about what I think, I would say avoid them at all costs.
All right, I have one more question I have to ask you because I know you have to go because you got sound check tonight.
Okay.
When I set up Waze and stuff on my phone to get directions, I have it with the British voice because I find it more polite when it's telling me how to navigate through traffic in Boston.
Right.
Do you have GPS hooked up on your phone with an American accent? Does it go the other way, or is yours a British accent?
It goes the other way.
Really?
Yeah, I have a soft American female.
Really? Mm-hmm. Why is it that British people like the American accent so much? Because we this is New England you're in right now, so we hearken back to the old country, I guess.
It's an incredibly historical place, and it's so much it feels very English.
Yeah.
The old streets and the architecture and the houses, so beautiful.
Have you spent a lot of time wandering around the city?
Yeah, all the time.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And people don't recognize you and bother you?
Well, they don't. The first part, yes. The second part, no. They recognize me, but they just say hello. So it's fine.
So the next time you're in Boston, have you done all the historical stuff? Have you done all the cheesy history stuff?
No, I just kind of wander. I wander more than I don't have a particular plan. I just find myself in certain areas and just go around. And there's a couple of things I always like to do when I'm in Boston.
Like what? What else besides Bikram yoga?
There's an amazing place to go eat that I always go right near MIT, and I go and eat some Japanese food there.
Really?
And I go there every time. Every time I come here, I don't know why I like it.
And then you just kind of wander around the city.
Wander from there, yes. And I can eat down North End. I go to around the park, obviously, in the historical area. Up, that.
Have you eaten at Giacomo's yet in the North End?
I have not. What is that?
No. It's a sit-down place, but it's old school. No reservations, no credit cards. You wait out on the sidewalk to eat. That's where I ate before the marathon.
Wow,
I waited 2.5 hours.
I don't know about that stuff.
It was delicious.
Yeah. I'm not against making a reservation. It seems so much more simple.
They don't take them though.
I know.
You just
mean.
That's how good the food is. You just wait.
You wait.
You sit on the curb and wait for linguine. That's right.
If you come in a bathrobe, get out of here. Get out of here.
Thank you so much for coming in. I learned so much from you today. Your deep aversion for bathrobes and shirts and music videos.
Oh, no, I'm into shirts and music videos. I just was...
Just not the bullet holes video.
Just not that one, yeah.
So can you give me a timeline on when we're going to get the whole new album?
Well, it's done.
Well, when are we going to get it?
I think that this song will have have the summer to play out, and then September, October, that kind of thing.
I love it that you have to look at the people that know what's going on.
Not my lane.
Yeah,
the release.
You're only the guy that writes the music, releases the music, records the music.
It's a team. It's a very big team, and
right.
That's my responsibility is in the studio. Once I've made the record, I hand it over to Peter, and he gets it done.
Right. Well, thank you so much for coming and hanging with me. I appreciate it. We'll have a great show tonight.
We will.
And go Bruins.
Go Bruins. That's an incredible night for you guys. It's history, right?
Yeah, tomorrow we'll win the cup if we get it tomorrow, and then we get to have a parade.
And as you say, you're so right. So happy that me and Perry get to play the night before.
Yeah.
Great.
There's enough drunk people roaming around Boston on a regular Tuesday. You don't need a Stanley Cup final the same night. You just don't need that in your life.
Right on.
All right. Gavin Rossdale tonight, Bush at the Pavilion. Go to the concert page at WAAF.com for the details. I will leave you with Machine Head, and we are now commercial free. It's the WAAF Workday Blitz 2.